guys, welcome to Audrey's reading area. Yes, welcome, welcome. Shout out to my grandbabies, Korea, Sanaa, David III, and Kaden. I love you all and I miss you so much. My grandbabies, all four of y'all. I miss you. Well, Alexa, what time is Audrey's reading area?
Audrey Reads in her area live at 5, and please subscribe.
Live at 5, please subscribe. Don't forget to click like and share. Don't forget to go to YouTube. Look for Audrey's reading area. Smash that subscribe button for me and for you. Smash it up. Thank you, thank you, thank you, you guys. Yes, Educational Tuesday it is. Educational Tuesday. Big Frank's fire truck. You see the fire truck underneath all of these people in the walkie-talkie and stuff. Big Frank's fire truck. Written by Leslie McGuire, illustrated by Mathieu. Big Frank's fire truck. I'm going to jump right into this book and read it to you guys because I know you are ready to hear me read. You ready? You ready? Yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. Okay. It's 9 o'clock on Monday morning. Big Frank is just getting to work. Big Frank is a firefighter. He works a 24-hour shift. That means he will be on duty all day and all night. This is a firehouse. This is where Big Frank lives, sleeps, and eats while he is at work. Big Frank checks in and goes over his schedule. At 11 o'clock, he will make a fire inspection at the supermarket. At 2 o'clock, he will visit the elementary school and talk about fire safety. Big Frank has to be prepared for all kinds of emergencies too. Who knows what will happen during his shift? Okay. He goes to the office, he goes to the kitchen, the common room, the bunk room where everybody sleeps, and the fire truck stalls where they keep the fire trucks. How cool is that? Shout out to my cousin Keisha, who intends on joining the fire department in Miami. Shout out to you, Keish. The fire chief asks Big Frank to fuel up the fire trucks. Big Frank heads for the garage. Big Frank's company has 3 fire trucks. The hook and ladder is used for aerial rescues in the air. Hook and ladder. The brush breaker has 4-wheel drive and can go where there are no roads. Big Frank drives the pumper engine. The pumper holds water, 1,000 gallons. Wow. After he takes care of the engines, Big Frank checks his gear. This is his fire gear. He wears a helmet to protect his head, a fireproof coat and pants to protect his body, and sturdy boots to protect his feet. He has a wooden wedge for propping open doors and an oxygen pack and mask in case the fires are very smoky. Big Frank hangs his equipment next to the pumper engine. Now he is ready for anything. Big Frank sits down with his partner Mike for a cup of coffee. In my case, it would probably be chocolate. Just then the fire bell rings. Ding, 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 ding. At the same time, the lights in front of the station start flashing and the computer starts printing. Accident at the intersection of Main Street and Laurel Road. Car on fire. Oh no, car on fire. Mike, Janet, and Gary jump in the pumper with Big Frank. Big Frank turns on the sirens and heads out of the station. Woo, woo! The fire truck roars down Main Street with the siren going full blast. Cars pull over when they hear the noise, and a policeman waves the big engine right through a red light. The firefighters arrive at the scene of the accident in less than 4 minutes. Less than 4 minutes. The first thing Big Frank does is check to see if anyone is hurt. He's glad he has his paramedic training. One lady has a bad cut on her head. Big Frank bandages the cut, and Mike radios for an ambulance. Meanwhile, Gary and Janet spray the burning car with a special foam made for gasoline, or gasoline fires. The flames go out, and a tow truck comes to haul the wrecked car away. Wow. So they have a special foam that they spray on the cars that's made for gasoline fires. Can't just put water on it because that might spread it. Like grease fires. Never throw water on fires that are on your stove with grease because it can make it spread. Big Frank returns to the station with the others and fills out his report. He looks at his watch. It's nearly 11 o'clock. He drives over to the quick shop to make his inspection. Big Frank inspects the store's sprinkler system to make sure it is working properly. He checks the emergency doors to see if they will open in case of a fire. He also runs a test of the alarm system. The supermarket has a smoke alarm that rings right into the fire station. Everything looks okay. Back at the firehouse now, Big Frank eats lunch with the other firefighters. Then he takes a short nap in his bunk. Pretty cool, right? At 2 o'clock, Big Frank and Mike drive the pumper engine over to Niceview Elementary School. Big Frank and Mike talk to the second grade class about fire safety. Mike tells them that smoke detectors are very important. He shows them how to check their smoke detectors at home. Big Frank teaches the class what to do in case of a house fire. He tells them to stay low so they won't breathe too much smoke. Then he shows them how to stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll. Remember that in fires. Because you're standing up, heat rises, smoke and everything rises. So if you lay low on the floor, you crawl to get out, you won't breathe in so much of the smoke. On the way back to the station, a call comes in over the radio. Brush fire at Derry Hill. Big Frank turns the pumper around and heads for Derry Hill. He and Mike will meet the rest of the company there. Big Frank is worried. There hasn't been any rain for a long time, and the wind is blowing. This could be a bad fire. Whoa. This could be a bad fire. OMG. So, Big Frank and Mike reach the fire a little after 4 o'clock. They go right to work. They spray water around the edges of the blaze to keep it from spreading. You see that? They spray water around the edges to keep it from spreading. The wind blows and sparks fly through the air. When the rest of the company arrives, the fire chief tells Janet and Gary to hose down the roofs of the nearby houses. That will help keep the sparks from setting the houses on fire. That's smart, right? That's smart. Wet the roofs of the houses that are nearby. At nightfall, the wind picks up speed. Suddenly, the fire goes out of control and races towards the forest. This fire is too big for one company to handle alone. Big Frank radios for help. 2 more companies are on their way. OMG. OMG. Big Frank knows all the firefighters in the other companies. He has worked with he's worked with them many times. Together, they make a good team. By midnight, they have saved the nearby houses from catching fire. They have headed off the blaze to the north, south, and east. But the fire is still spreading west through the trees. Even the brush breakers can't keep up. Big Frank calls in a squad of special firefighting helicopters. Soon they are whirring overhead. The firefighters battle the blaze from the ground. The helicopters drop chemicals from the air. Finally, after 14 hours, the fire begins to die out. The worst is over. Big Frank is tired. No wonder. It is nearly 6 o'clock in the morning. As soon as the next shift of firefighters arrives, Big Frank and his company head back to the firehouse. Wow, look at them dropping it from the air, and they're spraying it from the ground and saving people. How cool is that? Back at the station, Big Frank helps wash down the trucks. They are sooty from the fire. Soot got all over it. Big Frank is dirty too. He has ashes all over him, even in his hair. Big Frank jumps in the shower. Then he puts on clean clothes and eats a big breakfast. It's 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning. Big Frank's shift is over. Big Frank waves goodbye to the other firefighters. He can't wait to go home. He can't wait to hug Amber and little Frank. Aww. Big Frank will have 2 days off to spend with his family. Then he'll start another shift, starting fires and fighting fires and helping everyone's family stay safe and sound. Aww. The end. How cool is that? So if you have it in your mind to become a firefighter, by all means do that, because they are really needed. Those are what they call the first, what they call them, the first something. They get there first. So go ahead and do that if you thinking about doing it. But shout out to all of you all that are here listening to me read all these fun and exciting books like this. Big Frank's Fire Truck, especially on this Educational Tuesday. You learned something, but you had fun learning, didn't you? So don't forget, pick up a book on your own, open it up, read it, and then come on back to Audrey's Reading Area. Don't forget to find Audrey's Reading Area on YouTube. Audrey's Reading Area. And smash that subscribe button for me. All right. A big shout out to my girl Victoria. She shares my videos all the time. Why don't you guys share my videos all the time too? All right. Thank you. I'll see you again tomorrow, right here at Audrey's Reading Area.